Okay, this will be an interesting one. See my hands shaking, folks. Trying not to shake. That's not easy, folks. Easier said than done. I'm going to make this. I'm going to go for the enlargement now. See what we can do with this. Background colour, what are we going to make this into? Going to make it yellow, the happy colour. I call it the happy colour. Oh fuck, I hate that. Just fat fingered the button. Nothing bad, that's too much. Anyway, what have we got? We've got here a Telco brochure. It even comes complete with a dog. Oh, that's really interesting. Real marketing way of marketing a product is to throw a dog in the picture because most people absolutely love dogs. And dogs are beautiful. They're very beautiful companions. And I'm just amazed at all the different breeds and all the different temperaments and colours and shagginess, whatever. There's just so many different types of dogs that you can buy. It's like for most people there's a dog for everyone. I don't like that colour scheme much. Although I like the way that it came out. Wondering what we're going to do with it. But basically, they are beautiful companions to have. And yeah, they're not my cup of tea to actually own. I'm not really, as a person, I'm not interested in owning my own dog. But I do appreciate them when I'm out and about. I'm having a morning cuppa and I see someone's got their dogs in tow. They are beautiful creatures. And they just come in so many different colours, and as I said, yeah, I won't repeat myself again, but basically they are beautiful, and they can be very loyal, and some dogs have even been known to save human lives, which is absolutely incredible. It sometimes shows that the dog is more loving than, say, a rich person. So yeah, and what really amazes me also is that you see a lot of misbehaving dogs that rich people have or average people have, but then you find something really incredible when you're dealing with homeless people, and you find that the dogs that homeless people own are very placid and very well behaved. They normally sit right next to the homeless person while the homeless person is doing his or her activities, which would normally, of course, involve begging. And basically, the dog just sits there and doesn't run away. The dog is often not even on a leash, and the homeless people's dogs are just so well behaved. It just blows my mind how rich people can't even get their dogs to behave themselves, and yet here you've got a homeless person and their dogs are just sitting there doing what the homeless person basically wants them to do, and just keeps them company. And that just blows me away, just how docile and how it's like the dog senses that the person who's homeless is genuine and the person who's rich is a fucking snob or a stinker. And basically the homeless person seems to have the ability to exert a certain vibe that makes the dogs want to behave. So yeah, hats off to the homeless people for their dogs obviously being treated properly, and by most of them. I don't think I've ever seen a homeless person and their dog having problems, which is amazing. So there, I don't understand how a normal person could somehow replicate, or a rich person could somehow replicate that effect. But It's an amazing thing to see, and it just goes to show that rich people are obviously more shallow than a homeless person. Homeless people don't typically mean to become homeless. Most of the time it's forced upon them because capitalism is a dog, but it's a savage dog. It's got teeth, it's got claws, it's got an attitude problem, and people find they fall through society's cracks and end up on the street. But it must be hard trying to feed a dog on. And that's another thing, the dogs that accompany a homeless person probably don't get square meals like a spoiled person's dog. And basically, if they can say, so there's even more reason for a homeless person's dog to kick up a stink, because they're not going to get their food. The homeless person can only raise so much money and they've got to feed 2 mouths. So, but the dog is still behaved, which is incredible. I'm wondering if someone will study this phenomenon that I've observed. And basically, it would be interesting to see why this is so. Why the good behaviour when the dog can't even get a decent feed himself. And dogs love food, and when you've got a dog sitting at a table with someone having their breakfast, they're constantly looking for opportunities to share the food that the person has got. And it's just, I don't know, it's just a strange thing that I've observed, that homeless people's dogs typically are well behaved. And rich people's dogs or average people's dogs tend to be very disobedient, or at least in human terms, disobedient. So it's an interesting mystery that should be studied, but hopefully science will find a reason for this. But anyway, that looks really nice. I can't see the dog in the picture, sorry folks, but that's a really nice composition. I think now we can call this one quits.